Hey everyone, it's Joe from Gadgetry Tech, and continuing on with our AXPONA 2023 coverage, I have a pretty fun video to share today. So today's video consists of 3 different interviews from 3 different companies. Start off with Dali Audio, which makes some pretty incredible speakers, Cambridge Audio, which is a pretty widely renowned brand for a lot of different gear, and then Clarus Cables, known for the premium high-end audiophile cables from power to speakers. So I do want to thank them all for giving me their time. Some of these videos were shorter than I think both myself or even the brand representative would have liked. We kept it rather short because AXPONA was busy this year, and I didn't want to take away time from other people being able to experience and enjoy the gear themselves because they paid to see it at this show. So I do want to thank those 3 companies for giving me their time. None of this was scripted. I didn't plan this in advance. I kind of just walked up and asked. So huge thanks to them for taking the time to do this. And I will have links in the description below. So if you want to learn anything more about any of the brands or products discussed here in this video, be sure to check that out. If you like the content, thank you so much first and foremost for stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd love to see it. The future videos, we do anything from product reviews on gaming to audiophile equipment, and I'll have more show coverage as well. So with that being said, let's kick it off. All right, guys, I'm standing next to Jason from Dali. This is our 3rd time in this area because my assistant and I love these speakers so much. Between the looks and the sound, we finally got some time to talk with Jason. Jason, tell us about Dali. Tell us about the speaker behind us. What's your brand all about?
Can do. Well, I love that you love them, and thanks for coming on by. So Dali is an acronym, and Dali stands for Danish Audiophile Loudspeaker Industries. And when you got a word like audiophile embedded in your name, you're head to some pretty high standards. So here at AXPONA 2023, we are showing the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, weighing in at 382 pounds. That is the big core behind me. Every few years, Dali puts out a flagship technology speaker like this, a no-holds-barred edition of their technology. And it's kind of like looking into a crystal ball of the future at Dali, seeing what's coming. It's sort of a way to see all what's going to trickle down into the future. So we do everything we can, like a car company might design a supercar, and then see how they can bring that technology down the line. So we always try to get as many eyes as we can on the product. That's why we're in this cool open air environment. Dali's been around for a while worldwide, but really hasn't placed its stake in North America. So we try to get in on all these shows. And the way that I usually say it is, here in the States, everybody kind of knows that North American sound. It's punchy, it's warm, heavy bass. The other superpower in the speaker industry we know are the UK sound, which is usually a little hot in the highs. Dali is kind of that Goldilocks of the world. It falls right in the middle, what we would say is just right in that balance. And as you go global, travel worldwide, you see that a lot of companies throughout, when I say companies, I mean retail places in Europe and Asia, put little Danish flags on their speakers to indicate the kind of sound you're going to hear. You're going to get that nice, perfect balance between the two.
Awesome. Yeah, I noticed one thing that stood out to us, the reason why we sat down on the couch a few times, is it has a punchy bass, but it's almost as if there's a subwoofer home theater system vibe to it as well. It hits so deep. And we're staying on floor 5, which is an open area of the hotel. And when he's cranking, like he was playing Eminem yesterday, we had Slim Shady going.
Love that track.
And we could hear it on the 5th floor and it still sounded great. It's like a party speaker when it needs to be, but then you sit in the sweet spot and I'm like, okay, I could see this as a good music and home theater speaker, not something a lot of speakers can do. So yeah, I think we have some close-ups. I'll be showing you on this video now. You can see this status that this speaker has in the room. It's not totally overbearing in design, but it definitely makes a statement. So how much is the core behind us, and what's your range for people that are interested in Dali? Where does it start?
The core is only $110,000 a pair, but the line runs from about $500 up to about $25,000.
Oh,
and already, when you take a look at this series, you can see a lot of technology throughout the rest of the line is common. So while many people, including myself, could not afford to bring something like this home, you can bring home a little piece of that Dali technology and get a lot of the flavor that you're getting right here. It's funny what you said about the bass, because one of the things that everybody does is they're looking behind the banners and looking around, well, where is the subwoofer?
Yeah.
There is no subwoofer playing. These are passive speakers. All you hear is this majestic, commanding sound. The other thing that's very unique about our Dali speakers is the high frequency module. You see it's a combination of a ribbon and a soft dome. Soft dome is really well known for its power handling and its smooth characteristics. But a ribbon has incredibly huge dispersion and gives that, that little magical airiness that you get with a live type of event. So the combination of the two between the high frequencies and the way it links up to that bass really makes for an incredible engaging performance.
Yeah, that's awesome. I noticed. So it seems like there's multiple enclosures in one cabinet, right? Like the subwoofer or the woofer itself is isolated from the mid-range, and that's how you're using the port tuning to make it hit that deep.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If you had X-ray vision like I do, you'd be able to see through the speaker to see that each woofer does have its own specific enclosure. So we know exactly what we're going to get out of that.
That's awesome.
And that actually applies to the mid-range as well. So,
great.
The toughest thing, people don't play enough to the cabinet of the speaker, how important it is. So when you can maximize the cabinet to the driver, you really get the best of everything you can out of the driver itself.
Well, we've already been excited. This is a pretty cool speaker, so I'll have links in the description below if you want to learn more about Dali, more about this massive beast behind me. Take a look in the description below, learn some more, and we'll see you at the next video. Jason, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming on by. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you. All right, guys, so I'm standing next to Matt at Cambridge Audio, and we just got to demo this compact little streamer, and I'm really excited because I think I get to review it in the future. So, Matt, would you care to share with our viewers a little bit about this?
Absolutely. Thanks for the opportunity. This is our Cambridge Audio MXN10. This is our latest streamer in our lineup. This retails at $500 and does absolutely everything you want it to do. So you can access all of your streaming services through our Stream Magic app. So whether you're using Tidal, Spotify, Qobuz, Deezer, you can do all that. You can grab music off a thumb drive on the back of it. NAS drive too, of course, if that's sitting on a server somewhere in your house. It has an analog out, so you can go into your integrated amplifier or whatever amplifier that you're using. And it also has a digital out if you want to go to a separate DAC. Any way you can access streaming, you can do it through here. So you can do it through Tidal Connect, Spotify Connect, Bluetooth, AirPlay 2, Chromecast, pretty much everything.
That was a big one for me because I don't like using extra apps, and the Tidal Connect is great because that's what I use the most, which is so much faster and less latency than using AirPlay. So that's why I'm really excited. Plus it's compact, so I can actually put it on my desk next to my headphone stack if I want to. So awesome. Well, hey Matt, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
We'll see you at the next one.
All right.
All right, so I'm standing next to Joe Perfito from Clarus Cables. Joe, what makes your cables special and unique? There's a lot of cables out there.
Well, the thing that's special and unique about them is they sound fantastic. That's right. The best part about it,
that
right?
Helps. That's a good start.
Now, maybe the other question is what makes them sound so fantastic,
let's
right?
go with that, yeah.
And I think the thing that sets them apart from all other cables is the design. What's inside? That's a patented process that comes from Jay Victor. Jay Victor is the patent holder. He holds about 50 patents in high-end cable design, and we license his patents, and then we design the outside of the cable, all the cosmetics, the connectors, and everything else to go along with his design. But his design is really special because the patents say is that we can make the sound of the system through the cables very smooth and also very neutral sounding. These cables are extremely neutral sounding, and the way that's done is by using different sizes of conductors and different shapes of conductors, right? So we use solid conductors for the low frequency response. We use a flat conductor for the mid-range response, and we use spiral ribbons for the high frequency response. And this all has to do with skin effect and the effects of skin effect and how sound travels through conductors. As we know, for skin effect, as frequency goes up, the signal tends to move to the outside of the conductor. Well, conversely, as frequency goes down, it moves toward the inside of the conductor. That's why low frequencies like heavy gauge conductors, whereas high frequencies like thin conductors that have a lot of surface area. What has more surface area than a tube? right? It has outside surface area and inside surface area. And if we make it thin enough, then the high frequencies really like that kind of conductor to travel on. So after 8 or 9 years of experimenting with the different shapes and sizes, how many of each, what the gauges should be, Jay came up with the design for Clarus Cable, and these cables absolutely are fabulous because they are neutral. They don't favor low frequencies, they don't favor high frequencies. I know a lot of manufacturers in our industry tend to produce cables that favor the high frequencies, mainly because they're designing them for old men, right? As males age, our high frequency response decreases. So who has the money to buy expensive speakers? Older men usually, right? Yeah. So they design these cables to be bright. That's not you, right? But they design these cables to be bright. So older guys will say, oh, listen to that, you can hear all the things. Well, yeah, once you just turn the treble up a little bit, you'll get the same response and save a lot of money rather than buy, just because of that. But we can furnish cables that are totally neutral, that won't do that, and they'll produce beautiful, just gorgeous mid-range
So
sounds.
Do you have cables, is it kind of a one-size-fits-all approach, or do you have different cables for different power requirements, speaker sizes, things like that?
Yeah, we do. We have 2 levels of cable in the Clarus line. We have the Aqua line and the Crimson line. The Crimson being the higher performance line, and also it's a more expensive line. So we have a lesser expensive and more expensive, but they're all designed from the same voice. All right, so they have the same feel to them. It's just that the Crimson cables will have more of a sound stage. They'll have better focusing. They'll have better high frequency, better low frequency, mid-range response than the Aqua series will. And then as far as other parts of it, and the power cables, we have high current power cables and we have source power cables. So for power amplifiers, we have cables that are specifically designed for power amplifiers as compared to that for source, because those are the ones that need the current flow. They need that high current flow without any kind of limiting. And our power cables are designed exactly for that purpose.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you so much for your time, Joe. I'm going to have links.
Welcome, Joe.
I really appreciate it. He's another Italian guy like me, so naturally we get along. Yeah. So I'll have a link in the description below. So if you're curious and you want to learn more about Clarus Cables, click the link, and then we'll keep an eye on the comments too. That way you can reach out and learn everything you need to know about it. So thanks again, Joe.
Okay.
We'll see you at the next one.
Okay, thanks.